Hello, welcome to Lime War. Today we're going to be doing something different. I don't know, maybe we'll call this Battle School or Command School. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other suggestions. That's what we'll call the series, and that's what I'll change the playlist to. So, in this video we're going to test whether helicopters or strikers are more effective at destroying tanks. And we are taking into account distance and speed, so we need to account for production time. So if we look at the helicopter, we can see that the production time is 85.7 seconds, which is exactly the same as the striker. So choosing either one, you'll get the same one produced at the same time. So, on the other side of this lake, we have two groups of tanks. There is the same amount on each line. I have adjusted the position to be about the same. I can't get it perfect, but about the same distance from each airfield. So what we're going to do is set up two markers. I'm going to clear them. And I'll just make sure where the other group is, just there. So about here. We'll clear it. Then I'll change this one to Helis and then this one to strikers. Point to note, helicopters are said to be 1.4 in speed and strikers are 2.2. So the strikers should hit first. And just to account for the distance and time it's going to take me to switch the markers over, I'm going to start with the helicopters. But just pointing it out right now. I have enough energy to supply this attack, hopefully. So let's see who kills the tanks first. We've got helicopters, and then this one needs strikers. And here we go. We've got the helicopters lifting off, and they're, although slower, they are instantly taking off and getting there. So, strangely, despite helicopters being really slow, they have reached the tanks much earlier than the strikers have. If these were to circle around and try to go at different points in the attack, then helicopters might have a harder time doing this. Helicopters have destroyed at least one tank already. Strikers, I think, have got one, but this could be due to stealth. So let's switch over to the enemy. Helicopters are retreating now to some safe location to reload, and the strikers are still attacking. So they've launched all their attacks now, I think, or they're about to finish off. When do the helicopters come back in? That's something I want to know. The strikers have done a lot of damage, and they may have destroyed one or two, but they are starting to go back now, and I can see the shadows of the helicopters coming through. And the helicopters are taking down these tanks. And they do a heavy assault right at the beginning. And then it slows down a bit after. And they switch to their machine guns, which don't do as much damage to the tanks, but they do something. Sorry. So, I'm surprised to find out that I think the helicopters have the advantage when it comes to destroying tanks. Strikers are now coming back in, but you got to remember, these guys are going to be moving, so you're going to have to keep switching it up when it's a real-life opponent. And helicopters, I think, are much more adaptable at doing that. The only problem is, helicopters normally would land about here or here when you're being attacked. So, you've got to take that into consideration. In my opinion, strikers aren't really meant to be used for this, and helicopters are, so it kind of makes sense that we're seeing that the helicopters are destroying these tanks a lot faster than the strikers are. There is only 4 tanks left up in the top there, and they have taken a very short amount of time to do it, considering how many tanks were there. And I did not actually know that tanks can shoot the helicopters. I've just never seen them do it. I don't use them often enough. But considering I got tank rushed recently, and he absolutely destroyed me, I wanted to know which was the best aircraft to use against the tank rush. It turns out helicopters are probably your best bet. So I'm just going to speed up the battle now. We have the helicopters coming back in for a third round. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the end of it for those tanks. Strikers are coming back in. It just takes them a bit longer to reload, I think. There you go. Helicopters took out the tanks up in the top. About this time, so Strikers would take... So it was at 26:40-ish. It's been another minute. Those tanks are still alive. Been another 2 minutes now. 3 minutes. And we've still got 2 tanks on the battlefield. 4 minutes. There we go, they come back in. There we go, so... I'm not sure. For 7 minutes, I think, in total? That's how much longer it takes for the strikers to destroy the same amount of tanks in a large group. So I just thought that would be interesting to know. Now we're in slow-mo right now, so we've got the helicopters moving randomly. Thank you for watching. There are 2 actual battles on screen right now. Feel free to take a look, and I'll see you around with another video. Thanks for watching. Remember to join the Discord server. Maybe there, you could suggest more videos like this that I could try in sandbox mode. I'll see you around.